Okay. Uh, Hello. Welcome back. After that break last week, we're doing sound changes to Harbin Mandarin again. And uh, yeah, that's that's what we're doing. So, kind of have to remind myself of what's been done last time. To do that, sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. What have we been doing? Done all this, forgot which word we were looking at, to be quite honest. So let's take a look at our Harbin sound changes page. We have that. Second. Okay. Uh, right. So we have all of this. We have case smoothing, Guavas, mean. This is sure, I think. Let's just take a look at the words again. Sorry. No. And then no idea what this is. So this is E. Yeah. Uh E. Uh sure. Bang. Could be bang. If this is rising, then this is probably bang. Sure bang. Okay. Uh no becomes row. Shoe. Shoe becomes show. Or sorry, show. And then yin becomes yin. Ya becomes yeah, or yeah, yeah, right. Ya becomes yeah. Ni becomes r. Good. There. Yang becomes jin. Uh, unsure if this is yuan or yuan, but both become yuan. This one's messed up. I do have to deal with the affricate rule at some point. Um, might have to do. hmm, This might be this might have to go. Uh, this might have to be a separate rule just to make sure that this is. Uh, just to make sure that this works. Let's see. Voiced X to H, so tone split to B. Devoicing. Okay, there we go. So we have to do something like probably. It is just. No, it's both of these. It's both of these. So I have to do that. I need. No, we do need the class. So this becomes plain obstruent. Problem is that the problem is probably that D comes before Z. So let's do these first. And then here we have Z and Ja. And then we can have Ta and Cha up here. And if we apply these again, then this DZ question mark should, god dang it. Okay. Shouldn't have added that bit then. And then DZ question mark should probably show the correct thing, wherever it is. There we go. Good. Okay, we just had to reorder some. In that case, I'm tempted to like front load all of the fricatives, but whatever. It doesn't matter. This is a temporary solution that will become permanent. Okay. No idea what's after yuan. Ah, yes. It's either zol or looking at these is more likely it's like zol and then zu for some others. And then and vong. Sorry, yeah. And vong become where are they? Oh, over here becomes u and fang. Jia becomes shi. Yeah, shi tou. And then ku becomes ku, right? Yeah. Or yeah, ku becomes ku. Sorry, I got that reversed. Uh gong becomes jia. Nga becomes uh what is this? Nga becomes ya, which is correct. Fa becomes fa. I think it's fa. Fa with a light tone because it's unstressed. I'm really not sure how to handle these because this does not necessarily did not was not necessarily a compound during Middle Chinese times, but it could have been compounded later and then carried on with and then if it's unstressed, then this could be well this could become a short neutral tone. Yeah. Okay. Da. This is da. And also you have dai. So look at that. Yeah, this is da and dai. So this becomes da and dai. Good. Uh, it becomes e, which is normal. Shui. Yeah, shui. I think shui is the correct reconstruction here, but this becomes regularly becomes shui, but uh it's irregular because it has low stress, and so it gets eroded pretty easily. So this becomes shui. Okay. Uh, this is definitely a typo. I can't believe I wouldn't believe that there's da. I could check, but that would take up some time. Maybe I should have a to-do list. Check 30. That's my phone. That's what it's for. Um, stands for my no. What's to sound? Let's go, and then we can uh, write down check. ha in Harbin. There we go. And then save that. Check that. My stream is going normally, and yeah, okay. Whoops, I just realized the title of the stream is incorrect, so give me 1 second while I go ahead and change it. Okay. Live. Do we have to? Is this? No, I have to do it through YouTube and not OBS. Let's just quickly change this title to be correct. Okay. Okay. Hi, Elijah. Glad to see you've joined.
What have I missed?
Uh, yeah, I might be having some issues with my right. My computer has been acting very, very weird lately. Uh, and it's playing sound from the it's playing sound from uh the speakers, even though I have headphones plugged in for some reason. Let me see if I can bring the chat up in here as well. Okay. Okay. Right. We're just doing a sanity check going through all the words. And then I ran into this, which I would say is a typo, but I should really check that at some point. Okay. And this is da becomes da, and this doesn't appear for Harbin. Gyok becomes jiao, gok becomes jiao as well. Yeah, gyok and gok both become jiao, which is normal. Uh, zhe, uh, not sure exactly, but I think they're cognates outside or related words outside of Mandarin. So even though it might not be in any of the other things. Okay. Shouldn't be scrolling this side. Let's just look at this side. So this is jia becomes zhe. Uh, Niao becomes yu, right? Yeah, Niao becomes yu. Uh, zhuor, uh, zhuor. Uh, so for yesterday, which is kind of weird and something I'm not dealing with yet. Uh, we don't have in, but we have hot becomes he, which is what's happening here. Uh, okay, and then ha, sorry, heck become yeah, heck becomes hey. I might be overdoing the frication on the h there, but like heck heck becomes hey, heck becomes hey. Uh, 独自 yeah, 独自 becomes 肚脐 yeah, 肚脐 uh this one doesn't have uh this one's an innovation in Mandarin lexically. 鸟 becomes 咬 yeah, boy becomes 背 it's a schwa, but there's an allophony there where it assimilates to the or it fronts to the closest glide or fronts or backs to the closest glide uh with some caveats where for way and wait for way and yo, yeah, where it's preferentially assimilates to the one behind it, I think. Okay. Feng becomes feng. uh Yan becomes yan, or well, I'd argue this is like one of my pet peeves when it comes to phonemic analyses is when people say that uh like as English voiceless stops stop aspirating after an S. That might have been the case historically, but now in those positions, it's probably more sensible to call it buh, because if you cut off the s, then people would just or interpret it as the voice stop, even though it's technically like voiceless and unaspirated. So same story here. Historically, it might have been an ah, but this is just eh, and that has the same like it's pretty much the same vowel as the here. So I would probably have if it were up to me, I would have analyzed this as uh yod, schwa, and but that's not what the book says. Or that's not what the dictionary says, and so this is what we're stuck with. Question mark too. And also, I think this analysis is definitely affected by the fact that Pinyin, for some reason, decides to spell it as Y Y-A-N instead of Y, or sorry, I-A-N, or Y-A-N if there's no consonant in front of it, and is instead of Y-E-N or I-E-N, which in my mind would be more sensible. Not sure what comes after that. Oh, it's what? Well, I'm pretty sure that what comes after it. Uh, but I think I'm pretty sure this is just heavily eroded Shema. But Shema is also heavily eroded words from I think the translation would be assorted things. Uh, but that involves a lot of like philology instead of um comparative linguistics proper. So I'm leaving that one blank for now. Uh, Rai becomes Hai. Uh, the question mark is just saying that I'm uncertain. So please ignore the A's that come after it, like the tone marks that come after it, because uh, this the sound change list is treating it as another word. Okay, now we're moving on to Dan, which is Dan, which is correct. Um, this one I'm unsure how to produce this form, because this one's gay. Uh, I'm entertaining this. I instead of just gate becoming or yeah, instead of just gate becoming gay, I'm also entertaining this because partially because of uh the fact that in traditional the reading pronunciation of Cantonese or the traditional Cantonese reading pronunciation of these Mandarin words, there's a stop ending after it. But also because the reason I'm ignoring the tone is because uh, syllables with a stop ending and a voiceless initial just gets pretty much distributed randomly among all the other tones. So that's why I'm willing to entertain get instead of claiming that it was gate from the beginning. Um, so yeah. Uh, this one doesn't appear in the beat, yeah, beat doesn't appear in Mandarin, so that's fine. This is xin becomes xin. Yeah, okay, I see. I did end up adding these rules at the end. So these are some allophonic rules, including like schwaification, but I didn't add the allophony that's displayed here. Uh, okay. After that, xin, yeah, and then xiao, xiao becomes shao, to burn. After this, it's not again stop ending because of Cantonese reading pronunciations. I think also or not just Hong Kong like not just Cantonese reading pronunciations, but um it's also used in uh like what are they called? Like that is how literary compounds borrowed into Cantonese are said. Although I don't know if I should be considering them separate from uh the reading pronunciation of Mandarin. Since it's possible that those are all reading pronunciations, and that would make them not independent. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Let's just load the things. And thankfully, uh, I do have these files saved. So where were we? Bu- So this becomes bu, which is normal in Mandarin. Yeah, and then uh, well, this one doesn't appear in Mandarin, so we can ignore that. Uh, so this is not. This is hope, and that it's good. This becomes hao. Uh, G. What is G? To know. G becomes zhi in Mandarin. Some sort of the, I think, but this doesn't become this doesn't appear in Mandarin. Sha, sorry, sha becomes sha, so that's normal. Xiao becomes xiao. Did I do that right? Xiao, xiao. Yeah, there's a bit of palatalization there. Xiao. Tiang becomes ting, as expected. Uh, mud. Nei becomes ni, so that's also correct. This would be leaf, I think. Yep. Yap becomes yeah. And then this has that rhoticization derivational ending there. Although that does cause erosion on the syllable it's attached to, so there could actually be a larger range of possible pronunciations. Yeah, pronunciations of yeah, or there could have been a wider range, but looking at the others, there should be yeah, or yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, for red we have rong, which becomes hong. I think they use ooh instead of all, like some others. I feel like the all, like whenever something is analyzed identically as the pinyin vowels, I start becoming suspicious because even like that might be phonetically true that it's a closed mid vowel, but phonemically it still patterns with the ooh and hit yeah, it historically comes from an ooh. So I don't know. Uh it could have been uh yeah, so I think analyzing it as an a U would be more sensible in my mind. Now let's move on to liver, I think, which is what was giving us trouble last time because gone becomes gone, but oh, we I guess we fixed that last time. This was palatalizing because of our previous sound change list, and to get rid of that, this became a whole lot more complicated. Uh, like for example, all has to become or like after the yod insertion between uh, well, either at the front of initial syllables or between a velar and it has to delete again after a bunch of stuff. Uh, this one in particular, I think, was giving us trouble when it came to huh, I think. No, what was it? What was it? No, it was how. How was giving us trouble. Because this one started palatalizing to xiao. Uh, and I'm not sure if this is actually what happened. I'm more inclined to say this happened before and either nothing or no, because we can't. Yeah, yeah. I think this only happened if the final consonant was not a glide. Uh, but then wait, that doesn't quite work because uh this becomes a glide before. It's just a mess. So like this forcibly became a lot more complicated of uh because of gone becoming gan and not uh jian, for example. Not even for example. Like that was the one word that made this a lot more complicated. This okay, so now we're back to something normal, something easy, which is jiang becoming tang. Where is it? Okay. Oh, I didn't save it. Right. Uh I already saw this problem somewhere, but let's just put the sibilants up front, like the fricatives and uh sibilants up front, or well, okay, let's just ignore that. Let's just put the sibilant affricates and fricatives up front because uh as you can see here, I think what was happening was that it was reading the duh and then turning it into ta or the um depending on the tone, and then ignoring that there's something else that's more applicable. But once we applied this, like change that order around and apply that, this should show what we expect. Okay, so zhang becomes cang. Uh, b. Okay, this is skin. B becomes p. Uh, Schlorp. This is kind of really fun. The fact that they've applied some sound changes, but the reason I did that is because I simply have no idea whether there's a sim like all of these are kind of onomatopoeic, 桌 and see and stuff like that. Uh so that's why I'm just like this is it. So I just put schlorp there because it's to suck. Anyway, carry. Die becomes die, which means I keep forgetting uh what the difference is or what the proper thing is between X and H, and I put it down wrong here. Where is Schlorp? There it is. This should be an H. Save that, overwrite the file, and also save our list of sound changes because we swapped around the sibilant fricatives and affricates and the rest of the obstruents. Okay, B becomes P. Oops, not that one. Apply. And then die becomes die, which is correct. Ngate becomes I, which is not what we wanted to do because this one's E, so that's kind of surprising. I thought A, yeah, why isn't, what? Oh, because this should be, yes, this should be at tone and dollar sign because, uh, we added that later. Yeah, this one should also be that. So these are bugs instead of issues with the reconstruction. So yes, ngay becomes yi, which is correct. Ma yi. This is phonemically 213, but Mandarin tells Sandy this becomes ma yi. Okay, now zhong becomes uh that's interesting. Is it because okay, I see. Should I add this to this just like as a variant? Retroflex affricate. There we go. Oops, not the voiced one. We wanted the voiceless one. So here, and just in case. I mean, I could be more consistent with this, but I don't think. Uh, hmm, no, we shouldn't. Uh, I was thinking if we just want to turn these into these. Oops, I put this in the wrong position as well. But yeah, I was wondering if we wanted to just turn these into the ones with the regular T's, but probably not. Anyway, saving it again, and then apply, and then we should see this devoice properly, or maybe not. Why are you not? Um, why are you not? Oh, because I don't have you invoiced. Okay. Yes, lots of debugging going on. That. What else do we have to add you to voiced? I thought you had like voiced obstruent. You definitely have voiced obstruent and at sonorant. That is strange. Let's just add these to the class of retroflexes as well. Okay, and save this um, to the right file and apply. And I would be surprised if. Why are you like this? Why aren't you turning into? Because this is voiced obstruent, right? Voiced obstruent includes ja. Is it because dollar sign at voiced obstruent? Um, oh, it's plus, isn't it? And then this would be, where are you? There we go. 中. So you go from 中, 中, right? 中, 中 to 中, and then to 中. Okay, there we go. That is the correct. That is the correct thing to do. Okay, that was the word for heavy. To take just comes from na, and I am just going to say it's na becoming na. Uh, old is gyu, gyu. Uh, and then this becomes 旧. Yes, 旧. Um, yeah, okay. And then, ooh, right, right. This one doesn't, this one probably isn't traceable uh, to the olden days to eat. Thigh would be tui, which would become tui. Should have space there. Just for sanity's sake. Are you so tui is correct. Rou becoming sorry, reu becoming ho. For thick, that checks out. Zhong becoming chang also checks out. That's long. To blow, cui becoming oh, it is kind of weird, isn't it? To blow is kind of weird. So I don't think I've worked this out yet. The initials. There might be some things going on with this might be a chui. Maybe a chui, and then it becomes chui. But then there are some lex that well these just merge them. Uh Lansing is probably a good indicator of what the original form is. Lansing and Yanzhou. So I'm not sure about this. This could be a retroflex, but we're just gonna skip that for now. If I ever want to go from classes to features, yeah, I know about that. It's just I don't know. I don't I yeah. I know there are examples here, right, that show us like I think it's intermediates. Yeah, but then we do just have to like define uh every single symbol that we use. And at that point it's just like it's kind of the same as classes, I guess. Like to me, it feels like they're pretty much the same. Not sure about Tsui. Uh Mu becomes Mu. Uh that's wood. Uh to run. Pao becomes Pao, which just essentially doesn't change, except for maybe the tone value. But I'm not reconstructing tone values here. Uh yeah, it becomes well, this is Ka, but the regular form which you kind of find in Mandarin is Die or Die. I forgot which tone it was in. The feature. Oh, okay. So that's just a list to copy from, or ah, okay. I see. Yeah, I didn't. As you can tell, I didn't click on the link. Thanks, Elijah. Yeah. I can think of. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. But are there any that are like weird here? Maybe not. Oh, and I guess if I'm using the features, I don't even have to do this, right? I can just do like P and then call this a bilabial uh stop or something like that, right? I'll look into it. I'll look into it. That could be helpful. That could be very helpful. Although I might need to figure out how to comment out some stuff. Ah, it's a hashtag. Good. Okay. Back to the list. Pao becoming Pao. Yeah, becoming Die or Die or something, but they use Ka. Uh, Ngan becoming Yan, or as they would say it, Yan, or yeah, they would say it's a Yan instead of a Yen. Okay. Uh, yeah, Yan. Okay, yeah, yeah, Yan, Yan. Okay, and then gray. I think no, ash. Ash would be Hui, becoming or Hui becoming Hui. Tail is weird. I'm really not sure how to deal with the first one, the ones that start with M and oh, I just realized that uh the lemma they had tail in, the E for tail in was horsetail, I think. No. No, I think it is horsetail. And that's actually a homophone with ant in the Harbin dialect of Mandarin. Uh, yeah, yi, ma yi, or which is this lemma, ni becoming yi. And then the first one is the one that ends up as wei, which to me, uh, I don't know how to handle that initial because it alternates between M and V, or like ma and va, M and V in uh all the languages that we're considering, or not in all of them, but like across the languages that we're considering. And the problem is that in this reconstruction, there isn't any slot I can slot it into because we already have mui and yeah, we have mui, or in theory we would have mui doing some other thing. Uh unless I'm willing to say that this is mui, but I don't think we have I don't like calling them triphthongs, but I'm just gonna call them a triphthong here. I don't think we have a triphthong that goes from a glide to a vowel back to the same uh glide, except maybe yai. Um, so I don't know. I don't want to open the door to more of these, especially because there isn't any parallel with wa or ya. Like you don't have yai. Well, I guess I could do like, can I? Me? Me? Uh, me instead of boy, or me. So like the round, like a diphthong that's pronounced the same except for the change in lip rounding. I don't know. I don't know about it. It's uh like basically the issue is that every single solution is inelegant. But I think if we want to move away from V, or like that cluster there, I think our best bet is V. So like the rounded front glide into the high front vowel.
Are we even sure it's ancestral and not much data borrowing?
Uh, I think so. Um, because we have, no, I'm looking at the wrong. I was looking at these. I shouldn't be looking at those. So first of well, it's present across a bunch of Mandarins. So even if this one is a borrowing, we'd have to deal with way here and way here and way here. Uh, but apart from that, well, these are all ngs, but then we also have like, oops, yeah, uh my mouse is acting up. Uh, we have these we forms here, these me forms, we forms. Although this one's, because this is literary, I'm willing to consider this as borrowing. So me, we have way, and here we have we, which is probably the uh best clue we have. Uh, and then in a bunch of others we have me, or things that come from me, like may and might. Uh, this is probably our best clue, to be honest, but that would mean we'd have a we contrasting with an ui, and I really don't like that. Uh, but yeah, there you could definitely, in theory, uh fit it in. It's just that this is the only word with that rhyme. Uh, like that would be the result of that. This would be the only word with that rhyme, or with that initial, which I suppose we're already doing now with the MV. But like as of right now, this is just a bookkeeping technique and not something that's real, I think. I guess technically you could also say that this is like a nasalized va, or a nasalized wa, so we, or something like that. But again, it's I think the only language I know of with a nasalized bilabial or with a nasalized bilabial approximant or fricative as a phoneme is Old Irish and its descendants. So, eh, eh, you know. But yeah, let's go to dog, which is gout becoming goal. Checks out. To cry, to weep, cool becoming cool again. Checks out. Um, bong becoming bomb. So checks out. To see from con becoming cat, but there is a condor, condor, condor. I'm not sure what condor means, to be honest. But for all of these, they're in the last tone. So cat uh in Cantonese that doesn't even appear as the word for to look, but to guard is pawn, which would be this, but without the, which would be this. And the k to h would be regular. Okay. Sweet, diam becoming tian. That works. Rope from Jing to Sheng. Haven't done that yet for some reason. Where is it and why is it not here? Oh, did I only do it before N? Let's see. It should be retroflex assimilation glide. Do we have retroflex assimilation vowel? We have retroflex assimilation. But I guess we haven't done that yet, right? Retroflex, retroflex. Yeah, I guess we haven't done that yet. Oh, okay. What's where's the earliest spot that we can put this? Can we do it here? I think we can do it here, right? Or can we push it even further up? Can we? It has to be after the stops are lost if we're treating all final consonants the same. So after this, we can say that, uh, oh, no, it has to be after this because this had enough of an effect to bring, uh, no, that's a glide. Never mind. I'm being an idiot. So it has to be after the stops are lost. It has, it actually has to be after the stops are lost. Not just because we want to treat them the same, but because E does the same thing as a null. Um, E before stop does the same thing as a cola? No, null coda uh after a retroflex, which is going from E to And that means that this has to happen after E has assimilated and so we can push it as far as this, I think. E assimilates and then we can say that E goes to like so. Oh, I guess this would parallel. This would have a parallel in U, going to U after a retroflex. and a consonant, which would be a nasal. Uh, or yeah, okay. So this could be at the same point as uh r to r, and now we just have to find that sound change. R to r. So we can do arm breaking 8 and retroflex dissimulation 8 or glide 8. And here, not glide, sorry, vowel 8. And so e to u to u, e to given at tr blank something, and then a b atom. So we can specify that there's a consonant after that. And so same thing here, except it's e going to u there. And so let's save that and then apply those dang it. Uh, what is going on here? Space doesn't make sense. Why does the space not make sense? At tr is correct, right? At retroflex. Oh, oh, I see. Because of the arrow. Uh, why do they need us to put in an equal sign? I feel like that's not necessary. Right. And now I realize why we put in double enters in some of those places. It's because that's where we left off last time. Ah, I don't even remember my mnemonics. Yeah. Okay, so now you do your thing, which is Jing becoming Sheng as we want it to. And just for the shits and giggles, I think we can't put this anywhere in 7, right? Well, we can put it there, but if we put it here and apply, then that would mess up a bunch of stuff. No, it still kind of works, I guess. No, wait, this is an empty ending. So we want to look at sure, which is rock or ja. No, this. Oh, because you had a K, and that's weird. Do you have any other lemmas that this one, the one after yeah, which is the one after name is blouse. Yeah, and that becomes sure or something like it. So this one does mess up. So the earliest we can put it is 8. Good. So we've been through that. We've played, yeah, con with Diam. Sorry, Diam. My voice stops aren't very good. Can't really do them properly yet, unless I put a lot of effort into it. Or rather, if I'm used to aspirating my voiceless stops, I can't. Uh, my quote unquote voice stops naturally devoice at in certain positions. Um, what else? What else? In becoming in wait, what's after rope? What's after rope? Oh, in becoming in. So that shade, I think, yang becoming yin. That shadow uh shade, darkness versus shadow. This one is kind of weird because in some of them they're na, in some others they're the. And I think it's clear that the forms changed away from being the because of taboo avoidance. Because evolving doubt naturally would yield, for example, in Cantonese, diu, which is fuck. Uh, as in, no, it's not an expletive because I forgot. It's actually just to fuck. Uh, and I think in some other languages it becomes dick as well. Uh, so you know, say pretty much. I'm pretty certain those would be etymologically uh, related, and just some of them either change it from a noun to a verb or vice versa. Okay. But yeah, this survives pretty much unchanged, apart from the fact that it goes from a an unspecified tone to like 2 and 3 in this one. So niao become niao. Uh, yam becoming yan. Uh, salt, small going from xiao to xiao. Yep. And you have quan, so you're going from quan to quan, and this would be quo as well. Well, this would be in theory quo, but because stop ending, voiceless initial, uh, this would be like quo is also an acceptable outcome. Thank you, dialectal mixing. Okay, what's next? Star. Xiang becoming xing, normal. This one is unspecified, I'm pretty sure. Uh, this could either be li or lei because both give the same outcomes in all of the lex that this lemma appears in. Uh, the issue is that I think Cantonese is the only one that, like the Cantonesic branch is the only one that keeps those two apart. And uh, they did some fuckery with the word. So instead of li, it becomes, or instead of something unrounded, somehow they just sporadically rounded the vowel into the, and then that becomes lo. Uh, so yeah. But for now, I'm just gonna go with the simpler option, which is e. So there's a li becoming li. Ngang becomes ing, which is not reflected here. So we need another sound change, and this probably requires a bit of thought. Where can we put this? So the ya insertion has to come before the smoothing. Does that break anything? Does that break anything? If the yod insertion comes before the smoothing, ya to e before a velar, it, or maybe there were two yod insertions here. One that occurred before, where a bunch of words just simply uh, got leveled. Oh, I have this twice. Why do I have this twice? Maybe I just, maybe I already had this twice. A to E. Let's see if this misses anything. Where did I put it in here then? I probably put it right before. I think I put it as late as I have to. Let's see if moving this earlier causes any issues. So instead of 5, we want to put it, because that was in 2, we want to put it before 2. And if we apply this, we need to look for some diagnostic words for now. I think this is saved, so let's just clear this and use a bunch of other words. For example, well, ngang would be one of the ones we want to keep. So let's just delete that. Delete those. Uh, already copied, or already pasted that, so that's fine. Let's do a bit of like gang, gang. What is it? Gong. Uh, Hong or something like that. And then let's try applying those sound changes. This does mess up if we put it after back in its original place. Some of these uh gang, okay, gong becoming jiang is normal. Hong becoming hang isn't a word, so xiang is normal. Uh, but then xiang still becomes xing. So I don't know. I really don't know why I put it that far down. Xiang becomes xing, so that's pretty normal. We can probably stop before rule 99. Oh, that's really annoying. Uh, before? Let's do that. Uh, yeah, so that's annoying. Mm, yeah, that's normal, that's normal. But then gang is gang or kang. Kang is a word. Gang and kang are words, but they're both from ong. So this is so confusing. Okay, so it looks like it didn't. No, but gong is jiang though. So why is kang? Is it just gong? Is it just gong that fails to palatalize? Or no, is it just gong that does palatalize? It's jiang. I think difficult, difficult. Uh, if you have any advice or if you have any ideas, please, please, I need help right now. Uh, yeah. Um, is wrong. I think gong. Sorry, not gong. Gong. No, no, I don't think so. Gong. So calm. Wait, calm, calm, gong, gong. Yeah, no, it's not. If so, what would it become? Uh, let's try that then. Become 强. You do have 肯 though in Cantonese. Uh, I think uh I'm told that there's allophony between g and the depending on the vowel that comes after. I'm not sure if that's true. I will try to make that idea work, I think. Uh, gong would become 强. Yeah. And but there is but all the 强in Mandarin come from uh Gyong or Gyang, I believe. Gyang. Actually, this isn't even a valid syllable, is it? Gang or this in Cantonese would become, I believe, kan, which isn't a word. So probably uh or rather this would be the only valid syllable here would be ram, which would become ha, and this would be wrong, which is hong. And these are also incorrect. That's a good uh ga we that's like part of the issue. Do I understand correctly that we're trying to find what would become gang and kang in modern Mandarin? Yeah, that is part of the issue. I'm kind of trying to figure out uh where I should put the sound change that turns this into e because this nga becomes yin and this rang becomes hang and rong becomes wait no rong becomes hang and rang becomes xing. There you go. So five was the one that dealt with smoothing, which means this is a bit too early. Uh, so I guess what I should be doing is like applying this. Does this work? No. Uh, no, it has to be after something relevant, right? So it has to be after like this does a bunch of stuff. So maybe here? Is this I feel like this would mess up some things. Okay, what was it before? These are all yang down here. Only xiang becomes xing. Yeah, so it's the same. That doesn't change anything. Uh, it might though if I put you after retroflex assimilation glide here. Yes, but then the problem is that everything now becomes yin, even though yang is still a thing. Like jiang. Although, but yeah, yeah. Back to the question. Yes, part of the problem is that there is both gang and kang in modern Mandarin. Uh, I think they come from ong and or gong and kong, but then there's also gong that become or it could be a tonal thing, but that feels like uh drawing epicycles around the phenomenon. Uh, so I think uh kind of time to get back to the drawing board, I think, in that I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure what's happening with um I feel like I need a pen and paper. I don't want to type this out because typing it out feels wrong. Although I guess you wouldn't be able to see it. Uh, okay. I'm grabbing a pen and scratching ideas off a piece of paper on the trillion pieces of paper that I have lying around that I really should clean up. Uh, okay, so let's just limit this to a few words, which I can't even show on screen because I don't have a proper fucking Chinese keyboard. Even though this is here, it doesn't actually work. So let's grab Wiktionary and just look for a few words here. To walk in Cantonese, uh, not even in Cantonese. I mean, in so let's grab a few of these words here. This one, uh, uh, in the sense to walk, ham or ham, which is this one, to walk, or well, okay, just do that and then do that, walk, and then or don't want to do that, and then hong, a row. Um, yeah, as long as it's understood. Uh, ngan, which we have here. Uh, hard. Uh, what else? Gang. Gang might not be a thing. Gang. Gang. Wait, gang, gang. Yeah, this might not be a syllable, or at least it's not a syllable that survived in Cantonese. So I'm gonna use my native speaker brain, native Cantonese speaker brain to eliminate that. This one is star, tar, star. Uh, gong. Speak, talk. I wonder what is the etymology of talk because we already have speak as a Germanic word. let's see. Let's take a little detour. Ah, it's an even. It's another dramatic form, which I suppose I shouldn't be surprised about. Already have Hong, but then we want, for example, Kang, as in health. So let's do healthy. Uh, the characters are just for me to be able to uh do better bookkeeping, I suppose. Uh, healthy, and then uh, doesn't matter. Song. We could do song as well, or song, but that I don't think that's very productive. I hope this doesn't mess up. Bruh, this is really annoying. What is this? Line H, at TR. I thought I already did that. Oh, that's it's weird that. Okay. Hang should become Xing. Uh, so let me just keep uh some notes on paper. So Rang should become uh Xing, but right now it's turning into Xiang. Uh, okay, and Han should become Xin. Hong should become Han, but right now it's turning into uh Xiang. So it's splitting the difference in the wrong way. Um, okay, and then Yang should become Yin, but right now it's becoming Yang. Oh, and Central is probably also one that we want. Even though this would be, yeah, is there a ngang? No, there's an ngang. No. Uh, Yang would be, need a glottal stop here. Where do I have glottal stop? I do not have, I do not have one. So let's grab, um, a glottal stop here. So Yang would be, just off the top of my head, Yong, and then let's grab the character just for me, and then central. Also, my keyboard likes holding its shift for too long. Okay, and if we apply that, this becomes yang, which is not what we want. We want no, it is what we want. So that's correct. So now that we've uh cut this down to these forms, um now that we've like pared this down to these forms, we can start teasing out the issues here. Uh, I guess I could, oh, I have to click on this part. Not, I keep trying to like, I'm surprised they don't have, the link doesn't cover the image here. Okay, so now we have these. Let's just grab all of these classes, paste them here so I don't have to think too much about it. Uh, and let's just try to like make a set of sound changes that would bring these out to the correct forms. Uh, okay, so oh, in that case, we probably do also want to. No, let's start simple. Let's just start simple. Um, all to has to happen after a bunch of things. So first of all, we want probably null to ka or null to ya or to ya between at k blank and a, right? So yod insertion. And if we apply this, this all happens. Yes. And I probably also want some gang forms, right? Uh gang. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. So what I've been doing for a lot of this is using what is all in Cantonese to determine what is all in the ancestral language and what is like yeah, what is all and what is in Cantonese to determine whether the protoform should be or But I'm realizing at this point that Cantonese only has uh gong and not gang. No, wait, it does. I'm an idiot. Never mind. That's why you say things out loud and don't just think them, because once you say them out loud, you'll realize you're an idiot, and you do actually have the word "gang" in Cantonese. Never mind then. That's gong. That word is gong. Or the one in Mandarin, the word in Mandarin that's gang gang. Just now, it's gong. Um, yeah, but that the reason I didn't think about it is because uh the ang uh has uh gang has alternations with another vowel, which is gang. Uh, like instead of the whole character of heart, just look at the right hand component, the component on the right. So the word for even more, or yeah, more so. Uh, in Mandarin it's gung. In Cantonese it's gung, and that alternates with um a shift, as in like night shift. That would be ye gang, which is the same, uh, written with the same character uh, as like the right hand side of this one. But yeah, so it's the doublets are between ang and ung, or the doublet there is between ang and ung, and not ang and ong, unlike this guy. Okay. Uh, so we do have gang. Do we have gang? We might not have gang. We do have gang, and I'm not sure if that is a substrate or anything, which is the main issue. Because I was only thinking of gang before, and that could very well be a substrate word, but gang is almost certainly not. Um, what else? What else is there? Yeah, there's also again the literary and colloquial doublets where the same word gets borrowed from a more prestige uh variety, a more prestigious variety. Um, for example, what was it? What was the example that I just thought of? Sang and sung. Sang, with sang being raw or to give birth, and sung being life or life unfamiliar. Is those kind of words. But yeah, so let's insert this yod first, and then oh, at this we probably also want something like gone, which is liver, which we had somewhere here. It might not be quicker. Okay, it is quicker. Sunk cost fallacy for the win, I guess. No, not this one, but this one. Gone, liver. Oops, I didn't mean to save that. I meant to apply that. Okay, um, good. So we insert our yod, and then we smooth the yod. So that's ya becomes e before a velar, and then that would deal with those. Or could it be a chain shift? It could be a chain shift. Is it a chain shift?
What do you mean?
Um,
What would be shifting?
the
What else?
chain would be uh all to to ya in this environment. So you insert like what I'm thinking is you insert that yod, uh, and then uh o to and then you have all to which is well yeah all going to uh in just that, right?
Literally always?
Uh, sorry, say that again.
Literally always, not even
Yeah, I'm just saying
before
always.
nasal or something.
Or well, not really always, but like there are some conditions I forgot what exactly they are. It's here somewhere, but like in this subset of words, it just works everywhere. Uh, yeah, I think you have like it's something about having a consonant at the end, uh but not a coronal one or something like that. So not ta or na or well or un in that case. And then we smooth the yod, giving us ring, ning, sing. You don't work. You're not what we want to do. So we want the yod smoothing to happen before o to ah, and this is correct, I believe, except for this. Except for this really troublesome one. And then, this one palatalizes to sh. Well, both of these palatalize to sh. And then there's a bunch of devoicing stuff going on. But that doesn't matter right now. And this is also lost. Yeah, this one. Gang. But it's not gang, it's jiang. Or it's not gang, it's jiang. Unless gang is actually the uh unless gang is actually the regular and not uh, uh but the problem is that it only appears in words that are rarer than that. And so I'm wondering if for some reason uh there was another yod insertion afterwards that only affected g and not k, or yeah, gong, gong, gong. Yeah, because you also have gong. So you also have this, which is to descend. This is, by the way, how I type Chinese characters nowadays. Wait, no, it's what? Is this a verb? Yeah. Where's the main? Okay, here. It's physically move. Okay, there we go. So descend, and this one also goes to jiang and not gang. But gong, is it a is it a tonal thing? This might be a tonal thing then. You have jiang because no, 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 it's not a tonal thing. Which means gong because you also have gong, which I've typically translated as lake, but it's just like it's actually river. Uh, so for example, in gong, so those shouldn't be river because that also becomes jiang. Did I mess up? No. So this becomes jiang, 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 and you don't have jiang because yeah, you don't have jiang except in Santi because that would go to kiang, kang, kiang, or well, qiang, like in no, those don't work because there is no kong in Cantonese, which means there is no gong in the proto language, or at least you know, caveats. The usual caveats apply. Uh, so there is no gong in the proto language. Uh, is there gong? So is there kong? No, gong. That doesn't exist either. So gong is just not a possible word in the proto language. But what about hong? So we're doing this already. We're doing hong. which is Kang, and that's. Do we have Kang? Sorry, not Kang, but Kang, Kang, and then like resist. Uh, another. Uh, this one, this one. Um, yes, resist. Uh, why is there a backslash after that? Okay. Huh. Kang is correct. Kang is correct. But these are all jiang, so it's kind of weird that these don't, right? It's kind of weird that only the unaspirated stop palatalizes. But maybe that just has to be the case. Like all to happens in um because these are all okay, sorry. There are just a trillion thoughts that I'm not voicing, which is probably bad since I'm streaming. But uh yeah. What I'm thinking is that all goes to uh but no, this can't go before this. Like even if I say all to happened once before um like all to happened once before the yod insertion, that doesn't work because if I put it here, then it will go through this smoothing process and become jingqing, or well, it will become jing even though it's actually jiang. So yod insertion has to happen first, and then smoothing has to happen, and then all has to turn to after g, or well, all can turn to even before the smoothing. All can turn to before the smoothing, but no, 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 it can't because yeah, damn it. I'm such a mess. Uh, it can't because of yeah. Is there more precedent for aspiration protecting stops from change? No. Well, no, mostly because only the Vealers get changed this much, and Etho has posted a video. Uh, right. Hermitcraft season 11 starts today, and that's when they're all posting their videos. So that's probably what I'm doing after this. Uh, but yeah, I don't think there is more precedent for like just that is actually a good question. Starting from the point that we're looking at, which is the common ancestor of all of these groups, maybe excluding
I just
Hakka. Sorry.
I just mean that uh, you asked whether or not that was weird. Well, that would be weird if that's the only place it happens. When the unaspirated stops do something that aspirated ones don't. But if it happened more than one time, then maybe that's not so weird after all, and it's just a normal thing for these languages to do. I don't know. Just
Yeah,
a
yeah, no,
thought.
no, I understand. That's what you're going for. Uh, yeah, but like the thing is, the only set of stops, uh, in starting from like the only set of stops that undergo such a dramatic change, starting from uh starting from the period that we're looking at, starting from the common ancestor, is the velars. The only set that changes that much is the velars. But yeah, unless you count like whole series mergers, like the retroflexes
Is there
into the
is there
dentals.
no is there no lenition in labials? Purrs becoming fuzz and stuff like that.
Uh oh, actually, now that you mention it, um, the puzz becoming fuzz are happened before this, happened before their common ancestor, uh, I believe, because we can reconstruct fuzz in the proto language, like for example in wind, uh, wind, detect phone, wind. Like you can see that it's fa all the way across. Fa, this becomes ha, and then fa again, and then some that merge it with ha. One single exception in Bing, but everyone else has fa. And this you could argue is a substrate or something. Or, you could like that's also like part of the reason I am suspecting that these guys might not be uh like this is the outgroup and the set of all languages we are looking at isn't monophyletic. Possibly. Um, but yeah, so fa is in the proto language, although uh, we know from some other things that um, these were originally bu, buzz and puzz and buzz. Um, although the opposite, like again, going back to your question, there is the opposite thing happening in that only aspirated stops changed for example, Cantonesic. So all of the Cantonese branch. We have, for example, I think we had wide at some point. Wide, yeah. Uh, Quan Quat, becoming so Ke first becoming Ha and then becoming Fa. So instead of the aspirating protecting them from change, the aspiration is what caused them to change. And honestly, it feels like if if this is true, if this only does happen before an unaspirated stop, which I think that's the conclusion it's pushing us towards, then that's like even more uh I wouldn't say even more evidence, but it's just weird how Mandarin and Cantonese seem to have like the same sound changes in opposite environments. Or like, yeah, like one group changes stuff before one set of consonants, or before one set of environments, and the other just changes them in before another set, like in another set of environments. Because the one I was thinking, the thing I was thinking of specifically was the ya becoming e. Cantonese had that change as well, but only before M and N, and not ang. And Mandarin doesn't do that except before ang. So yeah, that's just kind of a weird thing that I noticed. But yeah, I think that is what it's forcing us to conclude. So, uh, and then smooth, and then yod insertion to electric boogaloo, uh, where this only happens before the new g and ya, g and ang, and not ga. I'm glad I have this here just to keep me sane. Uh, but yeah, Kang Kang. Yang is normal. And so these should be the set of changes that we have to integrate into the other set. And I wonder if I could like mess around with OBS to show these two side by side. Uh, but that might be a bit of trouble. So I might rather not. Okay, so we have our first set of yacht. Okay, let's look at them here. Okay, yeah can't happen that early. Yeah is actually in five. The original was so like one, two, three, four, five. You can't happen here, which means this is one row too wide. So let's just move this to the end. Okay, yeah happens here before a velar, so that's smoothing. Smoothing. Uh, no, yacht insertion has to happen before smoothing or yak smoothing. Uh, so we need our first yacht insertion. Oh, actually, we might as well add that here. Uh, how probably yes. That is something we want. Uh, where is good, good, good? Can just search it. Search for it. Not here. Sorry. Good. Uh,
Didn't you reconstruct it as whole?
oh, yes. Good point. Whole becomes how. Okay. Uh, and then yes, yacht is inserted. And then yacht is smoothed. All goes to yacht is inserted in this specific syllable of ga. Uh, but yeah, thanks for checking. Thanks for that. Uh, for this or in in the rising tone. So okay. Uh, yeah, and then these palatalize, which we can deal with afterwards. God is correct. How is correct. So essentially, all of our previous problems that made all of this so complicated could all be solved by a second yacht insertion in this syllable specifically. So time to redo everything, I guess. How early can we insert the yacht? These are different bees. I should be using capitals for these. Uh, voiced, and then this goes from the voiced tone to the unvoiced tone. Okay. So I think we could put them in as early as possible, right? Yeah, between and so like null to this for this. We still need the null rule because it's not just nga becoming or it's not just nga becoming ya, but also uh becoming ya. So we do still need those two. It's just that this becomes I guess this could also be at t equals 0, right? By t equals 0, I mean like during the first rule. Uh, but I think we put ng loss here for some reason. Oh, because of the that stuff, the tone shift. Um, because of the tone split and the devoicing. Yes, because there were sound changes that were conditioned by a ng initial, unless they did what mid-century Cantonese did and inserted ngas before literally every null syllable. That could be it. It could be something that happened. I'm not sure if I want to entertain that idea. Yeah. I think we could put that as early as possible, but then I also have to add the glottal stop to it, so I might pull this uh this after, like put this after the devoicing stuff. Wait, did I? Yes, I know. That's what I did. Uh, did I um hmm, did I do a thing? Yacht insertion. Yes. Yacht smoothing. Yes. Right. We wanted to figure out if NG loss happened before or after. Although that doesn't really matter, it could be any time. Um, oh right, yes. Did I remove the glottal stop? I did not. I did not. So I guess once devoicing happened, entering to sonorant, so tone shift. I could put this before. Devoicing a entering sonorant tone shift 3. So yes, that's just sonorant stuff. Oh, but I have to have it lose. So it's not just NG. It's NG and uh it's NG loss and glottal stop loss. So I might as well just like put you here as well. I don't think there's anything else that conditions I don't think I need you as the conditioning environment anymore, right? Because all the tones have been set. So let's apply before NG loss. Yawn, yawn to before, right? It's not before that we want. It's here that we want, and then that gets lost. And I think I don't think there's yeah, because you go to the right tone, which means you're fine. Okay. So let's just ignore that. Or rather, let's stop you before that. And okay, so NG glottal loss. And let's save this before I forget. And we also want the glottal stop here to disappear. Okay. Uh, that's good. After that, uh, we want to insert a yod before the smoothing. The smoothing happens in uh, oh yes, we should probably work here. Uh, Yod insertion, yod smoothing. Oh, goodness. Yod insertion, yod smoothing. This stuff happens, and then all to can honestly happen right here, right? No. We also have issues like uh yeah. No, no, no. That's right. That's right. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, qiao. Yeah, jiao. Jiao as in horn and jiao as in foot. Come from got and gyot. Come from got and gyot. And that's another case. So it's not just gong becoming gyang. It's also gok becoming uh gya, and then uh gok becoming gya, and then losing the um yeah, gok becoming gya, and then losing the k uh in jiao. But then uh ha, ah, we have ah, is ah even a thing? Do you have an example of ah, ah, ah? No, not really, right? Cantonese is like ga and ha, or maybe ha, but that is xia. Wait, yes, if it's ha, which is xia, let me write this down and pulling up the pen again and writing somewhere you can't see, which doesn't actually make for that good of a content. Ha is he, ke. So uh ha, which is to scare. This should become well, I don't have the stop coda things in here at all, but this should become xia. Xia. But but then we have something that rhymes, and this is actually probably a borrowing, which is guest, which is ka. But this becomes ke. And I'm not sure which one's a borrowing, if either one of them is. So we have ha, we have xia, we have ka, we have ke. Uh, do we have any ox in here? Tack. No. Okay. Yeah, which becomes sh. but that's affected by the ya. So ja becomes je becomes no, ja becomes r. Okay, okay. I think I have the picture now. Uh, ja becomes ji, which becomes k assimilates there, so that just becomes ji, and so that becomes sh. Yes, I think that's correct. Uh, yes, further evidence, but oh, excuse me. Further evidence by a word that doesn't actually appear in this list, but I'm pretty sure it's yi. Uh, so ya becoming yi, and then becoming uh, or ya becoming yi, and then becoming yi. Uh, yes, I think that makes sense. So we have ja and ja mainly, which gives us further evidence for uh, no, that doesn't give us any evidence for the yod insertion, but it does give us evidence for the smoothing, which means I still don't really know how to deal with the after velar and whether, because if that smooths early, which it does, uh if that smooths early, that doesn't really do um um yeah, that doesn't really give us evidence for ka after, like what happens to ka after an ah. I think right now I have it put down for ya, but I'm really not sure about that. Actually, is this the correct order? Yeah, because K gets lost first, and then the rest persist for a while longer, and we know that. Do they? Do they? Do they? Does it just get lost from? Um, does it just get lost? Honestly, it might get lost after ah. Like K might just go to null after ah, and so if we're doing this, then K goes to wa after all. K goes to e after e. We're looking at this line, by the way, this box. So K goes to wa after all. K goes to, or goes to o after all, or well, I guess I could just say ok goes to o, ek goes to a, and then it just gets lost after a, e, and u. Or you could also say that oop goes to oo, and eek goes to e, but you know, uw and I yod, I'm just gonna say, are equal to or equivalent to uh open coded wa and or open coded oo and open coded e. Um, so that could be it. Uh, I guess now the question is there any word of the form na, e, uck? Or is there any word of the form nick that we can use to determine? Uh, determine the order of changes here because I'm looking at well, I'm technically not looking at, I'm recalling the word for hot, which is r, and which is ny in Middle Chinese. Well, in the Reconstruction, it would be ni, and no turns to r, so ri, and then this whole thing assimilates, which is r, and then finally the stop is lost, which becomes r, or wait, huh. No, no, no. Yeah, I'm wrong. Sorry. I was thinking of hot because it's not neat, but nya. Uh, neat is actually the word for day, which is yeah. So neat becomes reet becomes r, which becomes r. Well, the final stop is losing the final stop. And I'm wondering if there's any word ri or ni that I can use to calibrate against because it seems like it would end up yeah because the difference is that the open coded uh ni as in to and ear uh ni becomes r becomes r without a stop blocking it from becoming uh yeah without a stop blocking it at the end so uh while ni became r because it can't become art uh ni became r because there isn't a stop blocking it at the end and I don't know if g was lost or uk was lost before or after that change. uh I guess I can look for stuff like that, I guess. But that given the obscurity of the such a syllable, it might be because it just isn't all there. Or one, it might not exist. Two, even if it does, it could have been a borrowing because if it's rare, it's and not in the basic vocabulary, it's probably more likely to be a borrowing. Anyway, uh, back to this, which is let's just keep this for now. Although I'm tempted to remove uh from this list now. So when it comes to not the yacht expressives, but Kalos, uh, that and that, and I don't think I even need this because we can have this be lost with g lost uh, after that, and then we can have get the lost finally, like so, or well, in this case, it would be uh, e o because I'm going to say that they assimilate to the vowel and just become an open coded vowel or open coded syllable. Okay, and then e assimilates as in ja, as we could see in Rajat. Uh, this, okay, Rajat. So let's replace this list with this list, and then apply that. And yeah, xia is actually correct. So I think that is a good order for now. But we do want to smooth this first. Rang becomes yes. So we do need and glottal loss, and then we want yod insertion a yod before a, I guess. Yod insertion for which is uh where did I put it? Where was it originally? Or yod excrescence is the uh word I used. So instead we're gonna have it be at 4, and instead of forbidding it before yeah, I'm just gonna have it do that. And then say that uh yeah, ge doesn't isn't lost at that time. And then we have xing, hang, yin. Xing, or sorry, xing, hang, yin. Xing, the gangs are still have to be changed. Kang and kang are correct. Yang is correct. Gan is correct. Hao is correct. But xia is not. But xia is not in our list of words, so we can explain that later. Let's not deal with that just now. So yacht expressions is at 4. Uh, and then yak smoothing is at 5. We can do that, which is the K stuff. K loss 6. Retroflex assimilation 7. Uh, retroflex dissimilation for or vowels at 8. And R breaking is also at 8. Does this run into problems? Allophones. No, I dealt with allophones here because r, r is just equivalent to r. Okay. And so r breaking at 8, although I guess I could uh, say that. Nah, this is fine. And then retroflex assimilation at the same time as this, I don't think causes any problems because this is a syllabic r, and all the e's become and yes become o's. Or sorry, not yeah. U's become oo's, like so. And then finally, stop. Do we have stops or class T, I guess. Okay. Oh, right. I can't just do. Can I do at T? I think this breaks stuff, right? No, this doesn't. Okay. This works, I think. Unless like let's just check with that. Yeah. Uh it's kind of wrong, but like the K drops properly if I use at T. Okay, that's good. Um, and then yaw smoothing, yaw smoothing, I think is correct. Uh, yes, yaw smoothing. Xia, yeah. Xia for some reason escapes all those changes. I'm not sure why. it could have been like back formed from like a reading pronunciation, but I feel like scare is kind of a basic word. Anyway, and then honestly, it could no, this has to happen after this. Otherwise, y'all would join these and becoming yeah. So all unrounding. Oh, right. All unrounded in an open syllable here. All unrounds in an open syllable. All unrounds in yeah. All unrounds in an open syllable like that. All unrounds in a closed syllable like that. Um, actually, let's stop this before these breaking rules. Uh, okay, this is because I've made like exceptions for that, but uh, here we could just say that there's that, and gone becomes gone properly. So we don't need this. We just need a consonant here. And I think that works. And then on rounding open. Okay. And then blah blah blah. Same breaking retroflex assimilation glide. Uh is in 12 along with the second yod insertion. In this case it's ga ya, and then like I think it's wa or uh eng, right? If I remember this correctly. So let's just check all this breaking stuff. Retroflex the simulation glide, and I missed the other counterpart. So yeah, and yeah, wherever I have it, we have it here. Yeah and yeah become null and wa. So, well, I don't have good examples off the top of my head. Yeah, so we do have it here, we just don't have it in the spreadsheet. Okay, and then on random close to no, this doesn't happen. Like 13 and 14 don't happen, I think, because we already have that. And then so we can delete these two lines afterwards. And then yes, if we don't stop this, then these become gan and hao. These aren't proper yet because we have to add a second yod insertion in these specific syllable types. Uh, Gao, yes. For example, instead of just no, go. Wait, is there an O? There might not be an O in the ancestral language. I like Gao and go. No, no, no. Go is fine. Go is fine. Go uh should not be affected here. So it's literally just like for example, if we have tall or high. Okay, we apply this, this becomes gao, which is exactly what we expect instead of jiao.
Почему даже? Выглядит трасса 60. Жуть какая.
What were you saying? Oh, I just realized OBS might not be recording your voice, which could be an issue. I wonder if it does. I should probably check OBS next time. um, but yeah. So yeah. That we do have Go in the proto language. We don't. It doesn't palatalize. It just becomes Gao. So we just have to add yod insertion right after aut ah. So we can add it to 12, I think. Yod to Kyam 12. That's what I thought. And then we have correctly dealt with those. We stop before that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See you, Elijah. I am also probably gonna stop here. I was planning to finish it like half an hour ago, but then I couldn't stop this before. I couldn't stop before I figured this out. So good. Let's save our things. Um, although I guess we should rename this to like 13 first. Uh, let's save this. Delete a couple lines that are unnecessary. I guess that is equivalent to moving them below. And yeah, there we go. Thank you all for watching, and see you